Hello, welcome back to Making Money Manageable with Alan Dembski and Juliana Jansen from Buffalo First Wealth Management. Today, if you're living in Buffalo, New York, like we are, it's sometimes cold, and I think the temperature has finally broke, and we are now into spring. Hopefully, even though it's supposed to be in the 40s this weekend, but I think we're into spring.
Anywhere
Uh,
in the Northeast, actually, not just Buffalo.
that's right. Not trying to pigeonhole us, but people that know. um, but one of the topics that we wanted to talk about today was seeing that it is spring, we should be spring cleaning our houses and also our finances. So we're kind of talking about today is tidying up your own house and your finances all at the same time. But before we continue, be sure to like, share, and follow us for more topics like this.
So, the first topic is if you're like us, most of your expenditures are on a credit card. I spend very little cash, and the few non-credit card, it's a Zelle or it's a Venmo or something. So the good news is you have a really nice paper trail, even if it's a digital paper trail, of what you're spending your money on. The thing is, a lot of people don't look at their statements, and your statements can really be illustrative in terms of where your money is going. So the first step of tidying is to take those statements, and I have a lot of credit cards. I'm guilty of having a lot of credit cards because I always want the points, and so
It's not bad if you manage it correctly.
it's not a small task, but I'm pretty diligent about looking at my credit cards just to make sure, number one, that there isn't some errant charge from a company that shouldn't be charging you or the wrong amount or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a good time to look at those statements to see, well, how much am I, where's my money going? I'm spending that much on coffee shops. I'm spending how much on subscriptions? And really, the only way you can get a good handle on it is to really take all of your credit card statements and give them a good once over. But it's a really great start in terms of where you go from there, in terms of ways that you can trim your monthly budget, because you'll have a good idea of where the money's going.
And check your deleted file to make sure that you didn't miss anything that you shouldn't have deleted, but you accidentally did because you thought it was spam. So double check that. Another time, or this time of year, would be a great time to review the bigger stuff. So cleaning out your basement, looking at insurance policies, whether it's homeowners, auto, or even life insurance. In New York, people have experienced some large auto increases on their auto insurance, on their home insurance. A lot of times it's escrowed into their mortgage payment. So they got maybe a letter from their mortgage company saying, hey, your monthly payment is going up. And most people think, well, it's because my taxes went up, of course. But that's not always necessarily the case. Sometimes your homeowner's insurance could be going up as well. So really pulling those out, taking a look at them, reviewing them, which you should be doing on a by at least every other year. You should be taking a look at some of those bigger insurance items. But now's a really good time to just review that with all the increases. Also, interest rates. People have some lazy money still sitting in savings and checking accounts, earning next to nothing. Still, there's banks out there offering 3 to 3.5% on your money in high yield savings accounts. You don't even have to tie it up in CDs to get some of those rates. And also, as we all know, utilities are going up. Where can we cut back? What are the expected expenditures going into the summer? Generally, with air conditioning, your electric's going to go up. In the winter, your gas might go up due to high heating costs. So, taking a look at that, seeing what your usage was, and it doesn't take a lot of time. I know we spent a minute or two talking about it, but it really doesn't take that long. And a lot of utilities companies actually annualize that on your statement anyway. So, just review it. Take a couple minutes and review.
And certainly the internet companies and the cell phone companies, there definitely are opportunities to call them and negotiate. You don't have to just take the price that they're giving you. So
Mm-hmm.
it takes a little bit. Sometimes you have to get some competitive information so that you're armed when you call them, but there is some wiggle room for them to give you a better rate for those in particular.
For sure.
When you're doing your spring cleaning, your actual spring cleaning, it's a good time to look to see whether or not there are opportunities to sell things. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the Facebook marketplaces, or other ways, even the good old fashioned yard sale, garage sale. It's a way for you to earn some extra money and get rid of the clutter that's in your house.
Consignment shops too.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if, you're going through your closet, it's the change of seasons. It's a good opportunity to take some of the stuff that you're really never going to wear when winter comes around next year and get some money for it by taking it to a consignment shop.
Or also donate it to your local charities.
That's and you know what? That feels great too.
Right.
Because you freed up space in your house and you've helped someone or an organization. So that's a win-win, definitely.
For sure. So another thing is you want to take a look at some of the other expenditures that are probably going to come up in the summer. Weddings, if you're in that age, you want to start planning for some weddings. Cookouts, holidays, 4th of July in the summer. Start planning for some extra costs if you're going to do some traveling, camping, things like that, where you're just going to kind of spend some money and not realize it, especially going out to eat now. You want to make sure that you got a firm handle on your budget, especially your discretionary expenses going into the summer. Eating out, sitting on a patio during a nice day. What is all that going to cost you?
And also, don't be afraid to wait a little bit to see whether or not it's going to go on sale. I've definitely gotten spring fever before and purchased a patio set that I'm really not going to use for another month or two. So stuff is going to go on sale. Maybe you'll have a little bit less selection, but it's not a bad thing to just kind of hang out and see if you can hold out for a little bit better price.
For sure.
Hard as it is to do.
Hey, we're going to challenge you to the Dust Bunny Challenge. That means taking a little time out of your calendar, maybe a couple hours, to create a financial bucket list and kind of review some of the things that we just talked about and see how that's going to affect you in the months to come going forward. So if you like our content, please leave a comment. And also, we're looking for suggestions as well. So if you have anything that you want us to cover, we'll certainly be happy to do that.
Even if it's something that you want to send to your children.
Yes.
Because they might listen to us, even if they don't listen to you.
Make sure they're financial topics, though, please.